So good evening. We're back again with the Real Talk podcast. None of this excuse podcasts and no accountability podcasts. We actually say it as it is, which upsets many people. But guess what? Keep crying because we'll be back again next Monday. Jez, how are you, mate? How's your weekend been? Obviously, we had a weekend with no football because our capitulation happened on Friday night. So how was your weekend, mate?
Different. Went on a few different shows, never been before, and that was fun. And disappointing weekend again because couldn't get it over the line against West Ham, and now put ourselves deep in the dirt. And I just want to make this point, Lee, Kenny. When we beat Aston Villa 4-2, then we beat Bournemouth, I made a statement on your channel that we were just papering over the cracks. And I got laughed at and comments and things. Well, I think I might be being proved right.
Sorry about that, mate. My curtain was blowing on the back of my fan. It's annoying. But no, yeah, you were right, Jez. Yeah, like, listen, we were winging it for a long time. And Kenny, you said it on your fan cams every week. How was your weekend? We'll get into it in a minute. How was your weekend, mate?
Well, I didn't get home till about after buying some food because I was absolutely hungry till about just 20 to 1. But that's not an issue anyway. Food is food, football's football. But I watched the FA Cup semi-finals. I still think it's a ridiculous idea for both semi-finals involving northern teams to be held at Wembley. But the FA is skint. And I watched a bit of boxing. But I did have some light entertainment in the northeast, somewhere in the northeast, around. I don't know what the postcode is for that particular stadium, but it was fun to see some diehard Spurs fans leaving the ground after 20 minutes. It's quite hilarious watching that, and it's something that is going to be kind of folklore. It kind of makes a mockery of the young lad who decided to gate crash our draw against Southampton and show his mates his Tottenham shirt. I wonder how he feels now. I mean, not only has he been identified looking over his shoulder in terms of like people laughing at him, taking the mickey out of him, but his team got beaten by 6-1. I mean, it was a case of the goalkeeper not wanting to be part of that defeat and deciding, whoa, I've got a bit of an injury now, got a muscle injury, so I don't want a part of that. And then all their fans want Stellini to be sacked. Oh, and they want Ryan Mason. That is desperate if you want Ryan Mason over Stellini. I mean, something's got to be wrong at Tottenham. But then again, that's what Spurs is all about, They Spurs it up. They call it Spurs for a reason.
Let's start with them before we get into talking Arsenal, because I was at a barbecue. I was enjoying my Sunday. The sun was shining, nice food, nice people. And then I'm in a group chat and everyone's going mad in this group chat I'm in. And they were saying, you've seen the Tottenham score? I was like, I'm thinking, well, the game's only just kicked off. And I looked and it was 5-0 in 20 minutes. And then I see somebody sent me a video of them all leaving after 20 minutes. They shouldn't have been leaving, by the way. They should have been storming the pitch. Yeah. That is a long way to go all the way to. I've done that trip. That is a 6-hour drive. Well, I did it in 4.5. Yeah, but it's about a 6-hour drive. And if you're going on the coach that the club lays on, yeah, you're talking about a 9-10 hour trek each way. Like, it is a long way because obviously they have to stop as well. Yeah, but to get there and then leave after 20 minutes, mate, that club's a disgrace first and foremost. The way that club is run off the pitch, unbelievable. Yeah, but on the pitch, they have been an absolute shambles. They sacked their manager. They should all be apologising to Conte, by the way, because it clearly weren't Conte's fault, was it? Yeah, he wouldn't have conceded 6 up at Newcastle, that's for sure. But they're a disgrace. They sacked Conte, put his number 2 in charge. Now they want the number 2 sacked to put Ryan Mason in charge. And their fans will all be happy with that. I see today Harry Redknapp's thrown his hat in the ring. He said, "Yeah, I'll look after it until the end of the season." I'm not even joking. He has. I thought somebody texted me. I thought he was taking the piss, so I googled it.
Damn right he is. Damn right he is. He won't have to go on the I'm a Celebrity All Stars in South Africa. You know, he'd be able to be England. You know, like Sandra can make his roly poly. You know, he'd have his. You know. And then he'd be able to go and manage a few football clubs. You know what I mean? You won't have to buy any players, but he's a good motivator. He is, isn't he? And Jamie will probably help as well.
Well, he can get Cranchar back and Defoe and Crouchy and all them ones. Their clubs are shambles. Like, it's mad looking at them because they just get worse every single time, isn't it? It's like they've got no direction, no plan, no nothing. It's just, oh, okay, well, we'll sack Conte because the fans want him gone. And then what we'll do is we'll put his number 2 in charge. Like, how does that make any sense? Like, and now they want him sacked. Yeah, this fan base, by the way, were all cheering Stellini because he hadn't lost a game or something. Yeah, and they'd won a couple of games and, oh, yeah, look at him, he's brilliant. Give him the job when Conte was ill. They're a joke. Their fans should have been storming that pitch. Yeah, get the game called off. Now do something. Like, can you imagine?
Mind you, if you've seen the state of some certain football fans nowadays, they're not exactly fitness freaks who run marathons. I mean, it's a long way to go down to the pitch from the away end, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, do you know what was even more embarrassing was when they cheered their goal. I don't know whether it was ironic cheers or whether but it was funny. Yeah, but you're right. Hugo Lloris went off claiming he had an injury. The only thing that was injured was his pride, mate. Yeah, that guy's a joke. 4 shots against him and he didn't save any of them. Like the first 4 went straight in. Like, absolutely embarrassing. I think it was the first 5 actually went. He did save one. He did save one. They parried it in. And then the first one, he did save it and then it went in. Yeah, but either way, yeah, they're a disgrace. Yeah, if any of their fans, like they'll all be getting their season ticket renewal forms right now. Yeah, then I was watching a bit of Expressions earlier. He said they want it renewed by June. Like, they want it renewed before the transfer window opens. So they're taking the piss. Like, come on, they're actually taking the mick. Yeah, and them fans that travelled all the way up to Newcastle will probably done the best part of 200 quid each. Like, it's mad. They left at 20 minutes. They still didn't get back until about 10 o'clock at night. Like, it's mad. Yeah, and mate, them fans should be right. And I said this to Henry the other day. All their fans should be outside that stadium waiting for Levy every day. Yeah, sticking it on him, telling him what they think. Like, I see people all the time saying, "Oh, you're toxic, you're negative." Well, because I sit and have an opinion on YouTube. When you look at these other countries around the world, mate, they kick the shit out of their players. They have 60-foot banners up in the start. I put it all over my Insta the other day.
True.
Yeah, Sporting Lisbon fans beat their players up because they didn't qualify for the Champions League. They literally stormed the training ground, broke in and beat them all up. Like, I'm not saying do that, but when people are sitting there saying people like us are toxic and negative.
Hold on, Lee. You keep on talking like this, they're going to clip you. They're not going to look at the content. And it'll be appearing one of those children, getting banged. And then what will happen is that a certain person who don't like you will send a text out and email YouTube to say, "Are you going to allow this guy to carry on?" You know what it's like.
Mate, it's crazy, yeah, because Napoli fans, yeah, their ultras tried to the wives of Insigne, Zielinski, and somebody else. I think it was Alan. All the players and the wives had to relocate houses. They had to all move houses because the ultras were trying to kidnap him. It's mad. Yeah, Gareth Bale getting his car beaten to shreds. Yeah, after a poor performance. Like, this stuff happens. Like, Marseille fans going and burning the training ground, setting it alight. Like, I'm not condoning any of that, but sitting on a YouTube channel, yeah, saying what it is about the football club's apparently negative and toxic. Okay, good job you don't live in these countries where these teams' fans do this, isn't it? Yeah. I wonder if any of the top Los Blancos at Real Madrid were sitting on Twitter saying, "Yeah, that's a disgrace, them kicking Gareth Bale's car." Like, do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Only in England you get this loser mentality. Them Tottenham fans should have been on the pitch. Yeah, real talk. They should have been on the pitch. Look at Man United fans when they got the game called off against Liverpool. They just stormed the pitch, got the biggest game in England called off. Yeah, that lot have gone all the way out to Newcastle after their team have been shit all season, said, right, okay, come on, final push for top 4. They go to Newcastle and they're 5 down in 20 minutes. And they just went, "Oh, sod it, we go home then." Yeah, don't worry, I'll renew my season ticket in the morning. What is going on with their fans? Crazy. But anyway, what did you make of that, Jez? Did you watch it?
I did watch it, yeah. And I'll be honest, I was quite shocked. I honestly thought, really? This is going to be an absolute rout, which it was, to be honest, 6-1. But I never expected that. I actually predicted Newcastle to win 2-1 because Tottenham have not been great at Newcastle for quite a few years. And neither have we, to be honest, let's be fair. But be down 5-0 in 19 minutes. I actually rang up he's actually been on, he's commented in my chat sometimes in my podcast, lifelong Geordie, and I said to him, this is madness. And fair play to him. He said, I've never seen anything like this. And he actually did say to me, Jez, can you remember in your lifetime of the Premier League a team being 5-0 up in 19 minutes? I said, no, I can't. No, I don't. I honestly can't remember a game.
No. When we were good, we used to be 3-0 up or 4-0 up after about 20 odd minutes, but I don't think we've ever been.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, guys. I've got breaking news. News. Tottenham have sacked Christian Stellini. Tottenham have sacked Christian Stellini. Christian Stellini, the interim Tottenham coach, manager, whatever you like to call it, has been sacked. That's been announced on Sky Sports. It's a big caption. Tottenham have sacked Christian Stellini.
That's mad. That is actually mad. That club's a shambles. Yeah, mate. Harry Redknapp's on his way down there. He's picking up the band. They're getting back together, mate. Cruncher, Defoe, Crouchy, getting them all back together, mate.
I think what actually what it's just been announced as well. Further information is that Ryan Mason, the ex-Tottenham midfielder who had to retire from injury whilst at Hull, is now taking charge at the end of the season. So Ryan Mason is the new interim Tottenham head coach until the end of the season. Ryan Mason. Stellini is sacked. So a few weeks after Conte left by mutual consent, Christian Stellini is being sacked. Breaking news on Lee Gunner's channel.
That's mad, mate. I can't believe it. That's insane. Well, I can believe it because, mate, if you get battered 6-1, I don't care who you are, you should be sacked. Yeah, that's how it should be. You should be sacked for a 6-1 loss. If you're considering yourself as a big team, a 6-1 loss, you should be sacked. Yeah, and very worst. Yeah, very worst because I know Man United lost 7-0. Yeah, very worst. Yeah, certain players for that team should never play again, right? At the very least. Yeah, so if you ain't going to sack the manager, certain players have to be held accountable. And you say, right, you're never playing for this club again. Go and sit in the stands until the end of the season. Yeah, come training, go and train with the kids, get your wages, and fuck off at the end of the season.
But you know what's happened, right? Those players need to have basically locked up and have thrown stone. Like all against all, and have stones thrown at them. Because I tell you one thing, that is they've down tools on this poor man. Seriously, down tools, and that's basically giving them Conte the finger. Because there's no way they'll pull in a leg yesterday, from what I watched. Not a chance, mate. Dyer telling everyone what to do with his job. The third goal, he goes and gives Song a hospital pass, gets robbed by Newcastle midfielder, give it to Murphy, 3-0, and none of them even put a challenge in him. And all the goals where they got all that space. Come on. When you lose like that, when you're supposed to go for a Champions League, you've down tools, mate. But I blame the fans as well, because some of the fans went, oh, it don't matter. It don't matter. We're going to write off this season because what we're going to get out of Champions League football. Well, this is what you wanted. This is what you're getting. Humiliation after humiliation. And you think you're going to get anything out of the Man United game out of Ryan? Man United are going to go for that top four because they always beat you at your ground as well. So, as I said, be careful what you wish for. You wanted Conte out. You didn't want anything out. You don't want a top four. So, brilliant. This is what you're going to get.
Mate, they should all be writing apologies. They should all be apologising to Conte.
But don't, another thing as well, Harry Kane, because he scored, he's part of this as well. Don't think for 1 minute he hasn't down tools as well. The only person who's probably not down tools is probably Song. So I don't, because I know you Spurs fans are ready to slag off Song because he's not a big name and all the other players, but your precious Harry Kane, come on, mate. We'll play like that. Do you think? And it's England captain, a leader on the pitch. There was no leadership on that pitch yesterday. Yet they had the former French captain who's won the World Cup and had England's captain. And you try and tell me that there was no leaders. That means both of them are down tools as well. So what does that say about your worship of those two players? Yet you're Spurs fans, you're prepared to go after players lesser names like Sanchez. But hang on here, your big boy, who's broke your record, didn't shake a leg. Oh, he scored all right. Oh, big deal. He scored his goal.
Yeah, but
so
that gives him a free pass. It's King Harry.
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
It? It's King Harry. He gets a free pass.
None of them.
He's been
I
watched
that game, and none of them were shaking a leg. And that starts from top to bottom, including Kane and Lloris.
Mate, Lloris is a shambles. Yeah, I've been calling him out for years. He's not a very good goalkeeper, mate. Yeah, right. And the mad thing is he then goes off. Of course, he went off. This is supposed to be France's captain and Tottenham's captain. Yeah,
well,
and he went
France
off.
captain there.
Well, no, not anymore. He ain't, but he used to be, didn't he? But when they won the first World Cup recently, but yeah, he's Tottenham's captain, and he just left them out there. He said, "Now, see, I don't want no." But it was almost like when Granit Xhaka two-footed Rodri and said, "Fuck it, I'm getting sent off today," because we were 3-0 down. Or 2-0. It was almost
the vice captain weren't shaking a leg either. The vice captain weren't trying. The England national that they sing that Reggie song, "We love Eric Dyer and Eric Dyer loves you." He was basically was like letting the traffic go past. He was like a traffic warden. You know, don't get me started on Romero. So, you know, Conte was proven right. Trust me, that performance was a big, two-finger salute to Stellini and Conte, because this, got to tell you, they were running a nuts off against Man United because it's Ryan Mason, someone they like. Trust me, Harry Kane's best mate. They'll be running all they like. But the thing is, they'll huff and puff and they'll get smashed by Man United. They'll get smashed.
Yeah, it's mad. Big up to everybody inside, man. 600 in here. Make sure you smash the likes up. Both the lads' links are in the description. Kenny's Insta's in there. Kenny Ken 1972 and Arsenal history and more for JEZ'S. So make sure you're doing that. Smash the likes up. There ain't even enough likes on this video yet. So we're not even on 100 likes. What are you doing, man? You're literally moving like Stellini. Stellini at Newcastle. But anyway, enough of laughing at that lot. Let's get back to more serious matters. Arsenal Football Club, Jez. We had a 2-0 lead at Anfield and didn't win. We had a 2-0 lead at West Ham and didn't win. Bigger fish to fry. We have a week off, one game a week. That'll do us a favour. Oh, we haven't got the squad for multiple competitions. So you think, okay, cool, two fuck-ups in a row. We're playing Southampton at the Emirates. Should batter them. And we draw 3-3. But it don't matter, though, because Zinchenko showed a little bit of a team huddle and a bit of passion. Yeah, come on, lads. Come. None of them were listening to him, by the way. And we rallied at the end. And we could have nicked it with Trossard. Now, get in the bin. We cocked up, didn't we, mate? And we've got a big game on Wednesday. And after looking at the last 3 games, the Liverpool game, you could say, okay, cool, it's Liverpool. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but West Ham and Southampton is a disgrace. Yeah, it's a disgrace, especially when you're playing one game a week. What do you think's wrong with us at the minute, mate? And do you give us any chance at all on Wednesday?
Well, let us say, when you're playing the bottom of the table team and you're top of the league and you go 2-0 down at home, that has some serious misgivings to me, that something is not correct and something is broken. And I said that for the last 2 games. I said that for the Liverpool game, and I said it for the game, the West Ham game. Something is not happy there. Whether it's the mindset, although Mikel Arteta said he had sorted that out, didn't he? In his Amazon thing, the mindset. Oh, I've got that. They're stronger, and then after West Ham, he says they're mentally weak.
Yeah.
So, something isn't right here. I'm not going to say that all these players are crap, because they're not. They've done some amazing, amazing stuff this season. Why can you not bring out a performance of 90 minutes once a week? Is it because the players are not happy with Arteta's what he's doing? I don't know. But it's shocking. And I called this a month to 5 weeks ago. Before the international break, I called. There is an issue. There's a problem. And it's proven it. We should have absolutely battered Southampton. Why was it, Lee, Kenny, that in the last 10 minutes, they suddenly turned up and we managed to drag out a 3-3 draw? Shocking, disgraceful. To answer your last part of your question, Lee, do I give us any hope? No. We have got to go to Etihad at 8 o'clock Wednesday night with a team that is bang on form. And we know how Guardiola works. He always runs out the end of the season and he doesn't falter. It's, as I made the analogy last week, mate. It's like a Grand National horse. You might hold back, you might hold back, you might hold back. The last part of that turn, when you're coming in for the last 4 fences, you give it everything. And that's how you win. And this is what Pep Guardiola is going to do once again. And I'm sorry for all those people out there that's saying, and they said it to me on various shows in the last 3 days, well, it was all about getting the Champions League. We're going to attract better players. We'll only attract better players if you actually, those players think you can win the Champions League. And I'm sorry, but with the management base we've got, with Edu, Garlic Head and all that lot, they ain't going to spend the big money because they're not going to win big money because they haven't won the Premier League. Sorry, but it's fact.
Mate, I agree. I've seen a lot of people. I just pinned that comment a minute ago. Big up to everyone dropping donations, and I am replying in the comments. I've seen the amount of people saying about Thomas Partey in defence. No. So we're going to go to the Etihad and take Thomas Partey, our best midfielder, out of midfield, and put him in defence.
Yeah.
No. Like whoever's put that out there, I know he dropped into defence the other day. But whoever's decided on a channel, a big account, whatever it may be, to try and make that fashionable now, stop. Yeah, he's a midfielder for a reason, mate. Anyway, Kenny, same to you, mate. Where's it all gone wrong? And do we have a chance on Wednesday? Because if we don't win that game, it is over, isn't it?
Well, the thing about it, as I said before many times on the podcast and in our live chats after the match, if you don't do the basics very well, you'll get away with it if you score, bundles of goals and you outscore the opposition. But eventually, you're not always going to be lucky. And I think what's happened is that our malaise started when we lost against Man City. We lost to Man City. And I think that galvanised Man City, in terms of like, you know what? We still got the wood over this team. Because the FA Cup was a nothing game, really. But the league game was where it really mattered. And then they were... Apart from the gift they gave us when they drew against Man City, they went on a massive run. But even after those games, we won every game bar up until the Liverpool game. But there was always problems because we were winning. Because we're keeping Man City in bay. No one wanted to talk about the problems we have in terms of defensively. No one wanted to know about it. But as I said, this catches you up in football. Bad habits are contagious. And they're very difficult to get rid of. And then eventually, if you've got a player that's come back from injury, who's scored a few goals or scored against Liverpool, scored against West Ham, but he isn't prolific, then you've got a problem. And that's the situation. Is that a lot of people have come up to me and said that perhaps JEZ'S coming back has upset the balance of our attack because although we coveted him when Eddie was in a team and he wasn't doing what James was doing, we actually covered that issue by bringing on Trossard. who's been a find, and then he's managed to build up a great partnership with Martinelli and Saka, and obviously Odegaard. And then as soon as Jesus is, like 80% fit, we put him straight back in the team because he's our main man. But I think perhaps that's probably upset the balance. My brother brought it up with me on Friday after the match, earlier as a Saturday, and I tend to agree with him because I'm beginning to see that he doesn't score enough goals, especially, like I said, when we're trying to, to win games. And look at the chances he missed against Southampton. That is a bit of a malaise as well. But the greatest problem is defending as a team. And then Thomas Partey has picked the worst time to lose form. He just has. Yeah. And then, in Great Xhaka, the great Granit Xhaka that everyone talks about, against Liverpool, he got absolutely bullied. He was basically like thrown around the pitch like a shot putter, and that shot putter was Kanate. That's a fact. And against West Ham, setting off, he was nowhere to be seen. That's a fact. So when people say, "Oh yeah, we missed him against Southampton," well, he's a first team player, but his last two performances don't suggest that. And then you've got poor old, Silva, like I said, Vieira, poor man, poor lad. Every time he touched the ball, it was a case of he couldn't do anything right. And the more we went on his back, the worse he played. And it was a relief for him and everyone that he was like taken off. But then again, all those things we were talking about at the beginning of the season, the squad's too thin. And what we said about the squad being thin was that there was a bit of gap of quality between the first choice player and the reserve player. And we're beginning to see that. Vieira's got no confidence. And then now we're seeing the gap between himself and Odegaard. And it's massive now. He's only played well once. And that was probably against Brentford. Apart from that, he's been hit and miss until the time we need him to step up. He can't do it. So those other issues. And then, Eddie as well, since he's come back, obviously come back from injury. It's going to be hard if he's come back from ankle injury. He was okay, but now, his injury's not going to prevent that. So our bench is looking weaker and weaker by the week. But there's always one enigma, and maybe something needs to be explained that no one's talking about. It's a massive elephant. Emil Smith-Rowe didn't get on against Southampton, didn't get on against West Ham. Now, is there something I don't know about? Because we were told that, that we wanted to give him time to come back from injuries. He's now fully fit. Yet, probably our most effective game changers can't get a game. Why? What's going on there? Are we having the same conundrum as we are with Kieran Tierney? What's going on there? We know that we began to accept that the reason why Tierney can't play because he can't play inverted as well as Shevchenko. What's the reason for Smith-Rowe not getting a game? We're not asking to start games.
There's a lot of rumours doing the rounds that he's apparently had a falling out with Arteta. I don't know whether that's true or not. I'm not in the dressing room. But
that's it. That's the only situation. But normally, if you're not going to play him and he stamps it, then don't put him in the squad. But when you've got a game changer who was one of our top goal scorers last season, not being able to come on when we're trying to win games against Southampton and West Ham, where we're trying to, regain the initiative and control the match. He can't get a game. What's going on? I'm flummoxed. I can't explain it. There's nothing. I can't explain it in a footballing sense or tactical sense because I don't know why he can't get on. Help me.
This reminds me, look, Kenny, reminds me of a certain player we used to have, Aubameyang. Something broke there, and that was it. He was done, dusted. And it came out in the end, didn't it? That they had a massive fallout. And this is where I say that Arteta is like a petulant child. If you don't agree with him or what he wants to do, and I've said from day one, he's a very arrogant man. And arrogance in the right way can be a very successful thing. But you also have to be able to manage that arrogance to the point where you're not going to piss all your players off.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I think about going into a City game, right? I'm gonna say it my chest out. We've got no chance of beating City playing like this. Our best chance is to attack.
Do you know what's funny as well, Kenny? Right? Is there's people sitting there and listen. We'll always have the positive crew and all of that. That's great. Yeah. What I find hilarious is if I don't partake in the positivity, yeah, then, oh, yeah, well, you're not a supporter, you're not a fan, or you're this, you're toxic, whatever. Okay, so and I see Ian Wright putting out some garbage the other day about they need us more than ever. They need our support. They need this. They need that. Okay, mate, so you're telling me multi-millionaire prima donna wankers, right, that couldn't give 2 iotas about Arsenal fans. Yeah, we see that when they all ignored the little girl the other day. And I don't care whether they see that girl afterwards and the dad's tweeted out. Not one of them spoke to her. Yeah, not one of them even looked at her and gave her eye contact. Disgusting little robots, a lot of them.
Hey,
right?
Lee, you're going to be part.
Kenny, fuck him. I don't care. I don't care.
Right there.
Yeah, I see his tweet. He went mad. Yeah, but do you know what's funny?
He's one who started it.
Yeah, but it's right what he said. They were literally like robots. It was almost like she was beneath. Oh, we have to do this because the comms guy told us to do it. I get in the bin. Yeah, like at the end of the day, like whether you spoke to her or not, and that like whatever, photos and all that afterwards, irrelevant. That at that moment, you all showed your true colours. Yeah, and that is it. And Kenny, we've been at the stadium and we've seen players leaving the ground. I'm sure you have as well, Jez. They all have their headphones on, their heads down, ignoring you.
But that's the thing. I can go back far further than that. When we played Leicester City away in 2003, when when that was actually Invincible season, where I was in the away end with my wife. And then what's happening is that we came down to the stadium outside, and the only players who stopped to speak to the fans was Sol Campbell, Jens Lehmann, Dennis Bergkamp, and Freddie Lundberg. All the rest of them did a Frank Boff. So this has been going back years, and I've seen situations. But then again, I've got another story, which is a nice story, where Cesc Fabregas and Philip Sandroffs, after an Arsenal game, probably the season afterwards, they stopped for me for a photo, and I took the photo and I cut out Cesc Fabregas's head. So it's hit and miss.
You're in technology, Kenny?
I know me and technology is all the same, but in terms of like the City game itself, because City are relentless, because we're playing poorly and we've got little confidence. The only way we're going to win this game is if we attack and take risks. We're not going to keep a clean sheet, all right? So we're going to have to try and outscore City, and that's our best bet. But what we need is that if we are going to get our chances, Gabriel Jesus, and we know you're not a proper number 9, we know you're not a prolific, but on Wednesday, please be prolific, because guess what? This is what we bought you for. Number 9s actually score goals as well as do link up.
The amount of people that are shocked that we haven't got a prolific number 9 when we told them all summer that we ain't signed a prolific number 9. Yeah. I don't know what's took them so long to catch up. We needed another striker. We told everyone this. We needed another centre back. We told everyone this. We needed another right back. We told everybody this. We needed another winger. We told everybody this. We needed another midfielder. We told her. Everyone was sitting there saying, no, you're toxic. It's an 8 out of 10 window. Then we come January. We signed Trossard, who, by the way, I'm glad I've just mentioned him. Forget the rest of what I was going to say. Jez, I'll start with you. Trossard wins Player of the Month. Player of the Month for Arsenal for March. Why has he not started since?
Well, this Lee, I just don't get this manager. I just don't understand his mental process. It just is beyond belief. I actually said on my pre-match review last week, I wanted Trossard to start, and I said, kept taking the piss that Mikel, I know you're watching this, so please start Trossard. Can you believe I had Muppets actually say to me, "What are you talking about, Jez? He ain't going to watch you." Well, you actually not understand satire.
No, they don't. They don't.
I was taking the piss, and I'm thinking you must be seriously thick if you can't understand what I'm actually saying. I said it in a joking way, but people, I'm sorry
They're mutants. I told you this, Jez. They're all mutants. They're
So
mutants.
people,
They ain't
man.
got a clue what day it is, but they love to sit and chat shit to people on the internet. That's it. That's why I take the piss out of them back. Just laugh at them. What are they going to do? No, I had some muppet. I'll talk to you. You know him, Kenny. Yeah, you know him. Yeah, but posted a TikTok of mine on his Twitter account. Cool. Oh, the fucking, what did he say? The leeches are back or something. Then fucking somebody was sending me screenshots of my TikTok and Troops' little fan cam clip doing the rounds. We haven't seen these wankers all season. Oh, hello. I've done over 1,000. I've done over 1,000 fucking videos this season.
Lee.
But this is what they do. As soon as we lose or draw, blame them.
Hey, I've seen some of these guys at the away end at West Ham. I'm probably one of the biggest moaners out there. I clapped the boys off at the stadium. At the Emirates Stadium, I stayed to the end and I clapped my boys off. Because you know what? I don't care. And I clapped the manager off. I don't care about the players in terms of like off the field. But after the match, regardless whether we win, lose, or draw, they are getting a hand. Because guess what? I came for 90 minutes football. It's poor.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's poor, sometimes it's excellent, and sometimes it's different. But those boys are always going to get a hand because guess what? That's what support's about. Not going on online and going, pushing your chest out, moaning online during the match. And then, you know, when it's all right for you to slag the players off, but when someone else does it and, you know, you all want to get in the group and criticise others, hypocrisy is breathtaking.
Kenny, all the way through the football matches, right? You're on Twitter. Obviously, you're at the games, yeah? Right? I'm not on Twitter.
Not on Twitter that much.
Right? But we've been there and seen people all the way through games slagging off everything we're saying. Yeah, everything. Yeah, get this off, get that. Most of these people that are sitting online trying to be toxic positive, most of them, not all of them, but I'd say a massive percentage of them people agree with most of what we say. Yeah, but they don't want to say it. And that is the difference. They want to keep their little cliques. They want to get their fucking champagne dinners. They want to get their little sponsorship deals. They want to get their little foot in the door to be a media journalist and all this bullshit. So they zip it. But they'll have their whinge all the way through the game. Okay, cool. Why aren't you at the fucking game? If you're that much of a great supporter and a great fan, why aren't you at the game then?
Because it's profitable. Right. It's profitable to go there for free. Because guess what? If you're not at the game, you're available. You're available for paid work elsewhere. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to take away anyone's dream of being a journalist and a fan, because I suppose you can find some room in your career for being a fan. But let me tell you something now. Don't make out that you're better than any other fan because, you know, you agree with the majority. You're not better than any other fan. I'm not saying I'm better than any other fan, but let me tell you something now. I'm going to say it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. Every fan's got a right to express an opinion about their club that they support. It doesn't have to be the same as everyone else. It doesn't have to be toxic. But if it's be toxic, then let it be toxic. It's their supporters' experience. I'll say it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. Unless you're multi-billionaires, mind your own business about people's opinions. Because if you want to pay for my season ticket, then all I got to do is when we're finished, DM me, and I will DM you my sort code, my account number, and my name, and I'll just say, this is what my season ticket's going to cost. Can you deposit into my account? I'll pay for the season ticket. I'll thank you, and I'll be anything you want. But until you do that, shove off.
Yeah, exactly.
Well said, mate. And that's the thing, yeah. Right, like, you know, listen, we might end up still winning the league. Yeah, it's looking extremely unlikely, right? And if we do, we're all going to cheer as loud as anyone, mate, because we have been on the front line, on the trenches, while these lot are all hiding fucking beneath the parapets and that. Yeah, fucking all pretending everything's fucking sparkles and unicorns. When the reality is they don't believe half the crap they're saying. Yeah, it's just for traction. Yeah, and then people that do come and put their head above the parapet, oh, they're toxic. I see a post the other day. Oh, my phone's on charge. I see a post the other day, and it was I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was that was it. It was Lee Dixon saying about Zinchenko. He was talking about Zinchenko, saying he's not very good defensively, but he's good going forward. And pretty much what we've said all season. Yeah. Somebody underneath that post on Twitter put, I think it was AFTV Stuff tweeted it out. Yeah. Somebody underneath that put, delete this. This is toxic. So Lee Dixon's now not allowed, to say the truth about Zinchenko after playing for the club as one of the greatest back fours you're ever going to see in English football. He's not allowed to say that because he upsets you. How about jog on? Where do these people come from? Like, honestly, it's hilarious. It's funny watching them, mate. They're watching them all rally round, all trying to all get behind the team. Like the team give a shit whether I'm behind them or not. They had no fans in the stadium for 2 years. Like, come on, what are you talking about? Ironically, we actually won a cup with no fans there. Yeah, with a toxic dressing room, apparently. And we've got rid of all of them, got fans back at the stadiums. It's been louder than it's ever been. Yeah, that's not just because we're doing well. That's because they don't know if it's going to be a lockdown again. So now they're enjoying football a lot more. Yeah, that's at every single football stadium. It's got louder. It's not just Arsenal. Yeah, it's not revolutionary what's happened this season. Yeah, it's like this 2-3-5 formation. Herbert Chapman was doing that 100 years ago. Now it's all fashion. Fuck off. What's the matter with these people?
What about Gegenpress by Klopp? Good Gegenpress. I mean,
exactly.
You know, Arrigo Sacchi was actually attending sessions in the 70s in Scotland, run by Andy Roxburgh, about pressing football. Yet Klopp invented Gegenpress, and you've got all these journalists amongst our fan base going along like they're clever tacticians. I'd do me a favour. I mean, 4-3-3. I mean, England won the World Cup in 1966 with 4-3-3. But let's make out this guy in a nice little suit and, you know, like trendy trainers is a tactical genius when he's just copying what's been done for 60 years. But hey,
it's unbelievable, isn't it? It's unbelievable. Before we wrap this up, because I'm going live with Dan Potts in a minute, that should be fun. Come and witness Henry Wright's
Dan
demise.
Potts has already amended his title.
Oh, has he changed it? Has he? What's he put it as? Let me get the link.
He's put down Stellini sacked. So I think there's going to be no Arsenal in there. It's going to be all Tottenham, I'm afraid.
It's going to be hilarious. And then straight after that, I'm actually live with Henry Wright. So yeah, you got the next 2 hours of everyone just ripping into him. Oh, and by the way, he thinks he's funny because he said a couple of weeks ago, "Let me on the watch along with you and Ola for the West Ham game." I said, sorry, the Man City game. I said, yeah, cool. Only if you let me on for the Man United game. So he went, yeah. So on Thursday, you can come and watch me absolutely rip him when Man U put 5 past them. It's going to be hilarious. He thinks he's getting one up on Wednesday. Cool. You can have your fun Wednesday, mate. Yeah. We'll still be top for now. Yeah. You're getting banged again on Thursday. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. But big up everyone inside. Let me get the link, man. Jez, any final thoughts?
About the game? About
Man City? Anything. Anything you want to say, mate?
Well, basically, I think it's going to be a very tough ride. I'm still positive. I'm hanging on by my fingernails. I'm on the edge of the cliff. But I am going to be positive that we can maybe sneak a win or walk out of there with a point, which I'm sorry to say won't be enough. If we get a point, no, because Man City I can't see them dropping points now. Not with that they're running. That we've got a tougher running. We've got to go to Newcastle away. Dear God. And we've
got Brighton at home.
And we've got Brighton at home, and we've got Chelsea. Chelsea are shit, but you never know. They can turn up and turn us over. So,
well, they've actually beaten us at the Emirates with Lampard before, haven't they?
Yeah,
I know it's a different Chelsea team, but
yeah, and Wolves are no pushover. Let's get that right. They're not exactly playing crap. So everybody getting the celebrations and the banners out down the Hornsey Road and all round the Emirates and up around Highbury. I wouldn't get them out just yet. Don't get them out the lot just yet, because you know what I mean. There's a long way to go yet, but yeah, it's going to be. Who was it who said it? It's going to be emotional. I can't remember the man that said that, but anyway, there you go.
Vinny.
Who was it?
Vinny.
Oh yeah, Vinny. Yeah, it was Vinny Jones. Yes, of course it was. Yes,
it's going to be emotional.
Yes.
But yeah, what you got coming up as well, Jez? Shout your channel out, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to do. I'm going to do a match preview tomorrow, and then I'm going on TJ Warren's match preview show at 8:30. Weekly podcast 6 p.m. Wednesday. With
you sure about that? There's a game on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's not till 8 o'clock.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, good stuff. All right, yeah. All right, you don't normally do it on that day. All right, fair enough.
No, I do a match preview the day before.
Oh, good stuff.
And then
I'm up for that. I'm up for that.
So I'm doing a match preview 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Then the weekly podcast thing on. You've lost me now, Kenny. Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Thursday, I'll do a match review, and that'd be all cool. And I'm just going to say to people there's a lot of people in this chat here who actually recently joined my channel. Thanks very much. You've got me to 3.6k view subs. I never thought I'd get there, but there you go. So I'm going to say on the road to 4k now.
All done, mate.
There you go. Big up, Jez. Come on. Make sure you are subbing to Jez's channel. Links in the description, people. Kenny, what you got coming up, mate?
I've got a boxing podcast later today with Lady Chan. I'm probably gonna, like I said, taste me food that I cooked yesterday. But I'm gonna go for 4-2 on Wednesday. But I'm not saying who to.
There we go. Make sure you follow KennyKen1972 on Instagram. Make sure the link I've put in the chat, I'm going to spam it a couple more times. Just go and put the racing car emojis in the chat. Yeah, obviously, F1's going to be a thing. Maybe Henry Wright can console himself this summer. Watch a bit of WizKid on Beyonce. Maybe a bit of NFL. Take the missus down the NFL. And then maybe do a bit of go-karting. The F1
what a rugby league cup final. It's a rugby league cup final there again.
There you go. It's rugby league cup final as well. There you go. It's all kicking off down at Spurs this summer, mate. So plenty of stuff.
And boxing. You can watch some boxing.
And the boxing, yeah. There's boxing as well, yeah.
Apart from football league, there's no football.
Everything covered in football, exactly, Jez. The multi-purpose arena in North London. Oh dear, that club's finished. But anyway, listen, big up to everybody who's been inside, man. And it's been emotional. We'll leave it on that. Make sure you follow us to Dan Potts' channel right now. Link in the chat. And then after that, I'm on with Henry as well. But make sure you come and spam the chat with racing car emojis. Yeah, we're going live right now. We're out of here. Oh, by the way, I'm back again tomorrow on here with Lewis from City Extra. So make sure you come and check that out. He's a good guy. And I was on with Saeed with him earlier as well. Top lad. So make sure you sub to City Extra as well. And and then I'm back on here tomorrow with Rants as well in the evening. In between that, I'm on with Terry and Big Steve. So that should be good. I might have to pull out my City shirt because obviously I'm on loan to City still. People have forgotten I'm on loan. So either way, I've won the league. It's a win-win. That's how you do it, mate. That's how you do it. You edge your bets like, fuck it, I'll go on loan. All right, see you later, people. Laters.